That works out for me. I mistakenly somehow did the wrong thing when I tried to open up TikTok. Good God. Like, I don't understand why technology for me has been the biggest struggle, and I'm good at technology. I really am. Like, my computer crashes regularly. There's one day I tried to do a stream recently, and my upload speed was less than 1 megabyte, and that's why I kept crashing. And I was like, what am I doing wrong? What did I do? What is happening? Mama, no. I was like, it's just depressing sometimes, is all I'm saying. Because I think I got it down, and then it just won't work out for me. I'm gonna show you guys the young tiki 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 young tiki 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 tabby. Had a good number of y'all coming into the stream to check it out and hang out a little bit. My hope is that I'm able to hopefully get this back up and running with very little breakout, but it looks like that is not true. All right. But we are back. And I'm just going to see what the hell this whole thing played out before I do any other conjecture pieces. Because I still want to get to the overarching topic I had in my mind around black men of quality and the high value of corny black men. And what I think I'll do is I'm going to follow this up with an actual video on the same topic later this week. Let's see. All right. Edit. All right, I guess we're all back. All right, cool. It came back the way I had it. Sweet. Sorry, guys. I need to just figure everything out. And make sure I didn't lose anything in the transition. And we should be good. All right. We're good. We're back in. Let's see. We're back. I'll figure it out somehow. I don't know why my computers love to crash. They just do. Like this is a newer computer too. Like this one should be solid, but not always the case. It's just kind of par for the course. But yeah, I think honestly, like that last stream where it was like so far behind from the upload position, and I kept freezing. That I found out was because there was like a major like crash scenario with my like what do you call it with my modem and nothing more. But we solved it. So we're back. So can't think where we leave off. So I want to talk a little bit about we got into Scott Adams, and quite frankly for me, whatever his reasoning, it's still wrong. Whatever reason he had for going after black people as a whole and telling white people to not work with them is just completely ridiculous. Like think about what happens if what he said is true. So let's say that Scott Adams himself goes and starts a company. Okay, he starts his own freaking company, and in said company, this is right here. In said company, he has to hire people to do certain jobs. He is basically suggesting straight up that if there's a black man that is qualified for the job, don't hire him. Like, stay away from them. Get away from them. Because they all hate you. When the fact is we don't hate you. We don't hate you. We don't all hate you. There are some of us that hate you. Absolutely true. That is 90% true. I'm not going to fake the funk. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's not true. But that does not mean you carry that over and act like we all hate you. Because we don't. There are a lot of Uncle Ruckuses in this world that love white man and need white man to take care of them. You know what I mean? But while I'm not one of those men, I have a good number of white friends that I consider to be like brothers to me. I would never say I hate those people. They are great in my eyes. They treat me well. They'll stand up for me when other white people aren't nice to me. Like, you can't live your life in this weird scenario where you only support the people that look like you. Like, you can't. Like, it's not realistic. And you shouldn't do it. And I would never say to do it. Like, again, I'm pro black. I'm pro myself. I'm gonna support myself. You know, I am. I'm always am. That's real. Like, you got to be real about that, 100%. It's silly to do. It's silly not to. Like, how are you gonna live your life and not support you? Like, that's just stupid. Making some small adjustments here, guys, as I figure out what changed. I'll say this. I like the flexibility that this software gives me, OBS. But what I don't like is that it's very temperamental. Like, I'll come back sometimes in my streams and try to do things, and it will legitimately just be gone all of a sudden. And it was working fine in the last stream. Like, you guys were in this last stream. My 1-on-1 hi, it's me, Chris thing was fine. And all of a sudden now it was gone. Now they're going to adjust, make all these weird changes. I don't really want to, but here we are. All right, so I'm trying to think. Do you have anything more to add to the conversation now that we're back? Or do you guys want to just chat about something else and just have to be more of a chill stream? I, quite frankly, am good either way. But I just wanted to, hit those hot button issues. Like, really just like, the Sky House thing just hurt me in a certain way. But then the corny black man conversation is going on right now. It's also bugging me because I do remember in high school, like, that wasn't it. And I had people say, like, oh yeah, but we always loved you. You got made fun of because you did weird stuff. Weirdo. I go, no, I didn't. I was very much to myself. There was a point in my life where I just didn't like people, and I was very, very much to myself. I left other people alone. I walked down the hallway, and I would just kind of do my own thing. And to me, that should have been fine. It was more than fine for me to be left alone. But no, y'all picked on me for existing. Y'all picked on me for being different. And this is black people. Like, straight up. And there was, like, absolutely no avoiding it. Nothing I could do would fix it. Like, nothing at all. And it's like, I had to grow up and get older in order for any of it to even out. And that's just factually what had to happen. Like, what was nerdy switched over. I mentioned earlier, like, it still blows my mind a little bit that, like, if you watch old episodes of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right? What Carlton was considered to be corny and nerdy. People thought of him as the nerdy one, Carlton Banks, right? But then years later, somehow, some way, Will Smith became the one that was considered to be corny. And it's weird because Will Smith didn't put on a cardigan sweater and start dancing for people and start speaking in an unnatural way. He was very much himself. And him being not hood equaled him being corny. And to me, that is insanity. That is absolute insanity. That people will call you every name in the book for being yourself. I'll never get it. I'll never understand it. I'll never support it. I do think it's really ridiculous and really sad. That's where we're at. But we are here. We're in this part of society where if you aren't what they need you to be, you don't matter. That's it. You just don't matter. And it's unfortunate. And, like, if you think about it, like, how is Will Smith and Carlton even remotely the same other than the fact that they were just clean cut? Like, he didn't curse in his raps. Him not cursing didn't make him like Carlton. It made him someone who wanted to be a role model, wanted to have a bigger reach for what he was creating. Like, those aren't the same thing. They just aren't. And it really does make me sad that that's, like, kind of the state of society we're in. But we are here. Because, like, people want to, like, change the past and go, like, well, we ain't hate black nerds. We just didn't accept you guys. And I'm like, no, man, I got beat up. that feels like hate to me. If I'm getting beat up for existing, that is definitely hate. I don't know what else to call that. Like, there is a point where you have to accept that what you did in the past was hate. And it was irresponsible. It was certainly, what's the word? Immature, but that doesn't mean it's not different. Michael B. Jordan. I saw that girl who, like, I guess in high school, they said he was corny. And he's making fun of him for carrying around a headshot in high school. I saw it on the Breakfast Club. And he's like, me, because I'm corny now. Here's my thing. I'm being real with you. I met one of my bullies. I've been told the story before a million times. But, like, I ain't flex on him like that. But, like, you know what I mean? It's like, he was a security guard. Here's the thing. I don't think so. If he was between gigs, like, he clearly got the headshots done because he wanted to do something with them, right? He was planning on doing something with them. And what is corny about that? What's corny about, like, being ambitious? I don't see it, bro. I don't think it's corny. But again, that's me though. I think I would have met him in real life. I would have made fun of him for that. I used to walk around with a manuscript in school, and it was a book I was writing. Like, I don't know. Was he going? I mean, that's, to me, it's corny. Yeah, if he's going around being like, "Hey, everybody, I got headshots." Yeah, you know what I mean? Or maybe he was excited about it. Maybe he got them done. And he goes, "Hey, my mom took me to the mall and got my headshots done. I'm gonna try to be an actor." That's not corny. What's corny about that? What is corny about that? I don't think he was walking around like, "Hey guys, look at me, I'm so cool." That's different. Even knowing that he, like, messed with anime makes you wonder what kind of kid he was. Like, I will never really know. Like, I don't know. I remember, like, kids make fun of you for anything, though. That's the thing you have to also, like, remember. Kids will roast you for anything. I went to school one day and I had soap. It's not even a joke. I had, like, cleaned my shirt in the sink and I smelled like soap. And this girl was having a field day about the fact that I smelled like soap. And this other kid was like, "Are you really trying to roast him for smelling clean?" She goes, "Well, he smells too clean." And I had to be like, what does that even mean, bro? What is too clean? Smells like you take too many baths, man. Man, you out here taking these real baths. I ain't taking no full bath. So make fun of you for taking a bad bath, bro. Like, why is Nick Cannon seen as corny because of his role in Level Calls a Thing, but Patrick Dempsey played the same role in the same movie, Money Can't Buy Me Love, and his career skyrocketed? See, I think that Nick Cannon is a special case. Like, Nick Cannon is, what I've always, Nick Cannon is a special case. Like, I just defended Michael B. Jordan for like being ambitious is great, but he was trying to do too much, and he wasn't ever really like smooth. If that makes sense, like he wasn't ever really like out there like that. If this, I hope this is connected with you guys. Like he started out with what acting, and I remember him. I think he was on All That. He was, funny, goofy kid, but also good looking. He played a jock. He'd be a funny kid. He wore a dress. He did that cardinal thing you do when you're in Hollywood. They put a black man in a dress. He did all that, right? Then he grew up. He started rapping, right? He started rapping. And his songs were good sometimes, but for the most part, they're just okay. Right. Yep. He's on All That. He's on Kenan and Kel. He was, all of a sudden now he's rapping. He had that one song, Can I Live, about anti-abortions, which is actually a pretty good song. He had another song, Gigolo, which is confusing because Nick Cannon didn't quite ever have like a persona that he put out there. So you're trying to scratch your head like, okay, I thought he was the goofy kid on All That. I thought he was the good-looking guy in the movies he was in, like Drumline. Like, I love Drumline came out when I was in college. Like, my first year of college. Drumline made me want to transfer. Like, he made me want to transfer to school I was in to go freaking be like him. I wanted to live the Nick Cannon life. I wanted that Nick Cannon lifestyle. Like, off that movie. It also had Jason Weaver in it and Omar Gooding. Like, that movie was perfect if you were black and a teenager. It was just the best movie. It just was. And he was starring in it. He was cool in it. Like, he was nowhere near that corny town yet, right? Then I want to say that something happened. I think he did the comedy stuff first, did the acting stuff next. He was killing it in acting. And what I think turned it down for him is when he tried to then be a rapper on top of it. Like, yes, yeah. Like, Drumline was an incredible movie. Yeah, Underclassmen was a bomb. I do remember when that one bombed, too. I actually remember it distinctly. Because I was like, oh, man, I saw the first one, I saw the second one. Nick Cannon is like, they were calling him the new Will Smith. He was hitting all lines, bro. He couldn't do no wrong. The Underclassmen came out. Ugh. Then he's dropping the songs. And he's like, now he's not just a good actor and a good comedian. He's a gigolo getting out the dough. Oh, got another show. And I got pit bones on my daddy. Get it. Like what is that? Stop, bro. Stop. You gotta stop. But he didn't stop. Nick had to drop more. Then he did the Can I Live, which again, I will say, it was a good song. It was good. It was quality. It went against some of the black agenda though. And that's when the culture gonna turn on you. Like, the culture is only gonna be there for you so long until you become a contrarian, right? Then I want to say he got some hosting gigs, switched it up a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, he is absolutely great at what he does. He's great at presenting. He's great at speaking. He is awesome. I think then the whole Mariah Carey thing went down, and he was being. It sounds bad, but like, for the culture being what it is, he was almost being too much of a doting husband, where it felt like he was kind of like a cuck to Mariah, because Mariah was a strong black woman. Like, she is a strong black woman and a lot to handle, and he was just kind of like, yeah, I'll do whatever you want. And then he got the whole Mariah tattoo across his back, which didn't help anything. And that's why I think the corny thing started happening. I think there's no argument. I'm just discussing. That's where I think the corny thing started to happen for him, is when he got the Mariah tattoo and he was almost doing too much. and you couldn't quite capture what his identity was, so he became corny. And then he tried to walk into the corny thing, you don't remember this, by wearing turbans for no reason. And then he also was like, yeah, I'm trying to make corny cool. Like he said that. He's trying to make corny cool. I want to say that if he had never done that, the corny conversation with Nick Cannon would never have stuck. But he tried to lean in on it, and we tried to lean in on it, making corny cool. That's what really popped it off for him. Now he became synonymous with the term. I think that he was already corny before the Eminem beef, and the fact that Eminem just ignored him, which I'm pretty sure I think 50 Cent said that. 50 Cent was like, yeah, he's like, man, you made fun of Britney Spears, you made fun of Christina Aguilera, you made fun of the Backstreet Boys, and NSYNC, Limp Bizkit, Korn. He went at all these people, like all the pop people that was in his era. He went at Benzino. Who else did he go at? I think he went at Ja Rule during the beef with 50. But then Nick Cannon is like, yo, I'm about to bring these cannons, and I'm gonna call you a white boy and a culture vulture, and use the very non-true but obvious hit you can come at Eminem with. He goes, you gotta ignore that, bro. It's Nick Cannon. You gotta ignore that. I would say, sir, I guess the turbans aren't needed though. He could have worn do-rags or regular hats or bowler hats. He could have worn some grown and sexy-ish, not the turbans. The turbans were a choice. He was trying to make it to a thing, not because he had lupus. I will not say that's why he wore the turbans. Just throw it out there. He had a lot of other options. There are a lot of black men who have lupus or have their hair falling out. They all start rocking turbans. He was trying to create a thing, and it didn't catch on. I'm pretty sure he was selling them too. It just seemed like to me that the Mariah thing and him going against the culture to some degree kind of didn't help anything at all. So since I thought this October, I don't know. Kenan and Kel was from Nickelodeon too, but they didn't seem as corny. See, I was right. So I feel like Nickelodeon isn't what made him corny. Because I'll say this: it's him trying to be something that everyone thought he wasn't was what made him corny. Everyone has their own way of being corny, though. You know what I mean? I would say, people would often say that Bow Wow was corny, right? Bow Wow got hit with the corny line. Because Bow Wow was trying really hard to stunt and lie, and his lies were hilarious, but they weren't like Ray J's lies. For some reason, Ray J was never corny. Even though Ray J is the master of cap sometimes. I think Ray J was just funny. Ray J would lean into how funny it was. And Bow Wow was being very serious, and suddenly he had some kind of complex and something to prove, right? And I think that's what hit him with it, right? With Kenan and Kel kind of faltered away and just didn't stay in the limelight very long. But with Kenan stayed in our lives for a long time, and he was always silly and always funny, always. And so he wasn't forcing anything. So that was just who he was. That him being funny, notice how, if you think about this, the actor who plays Stephen Urkel, right? When he was his normal self, he was just his normal self, just chilling, regular dude. He was never called corny. The actual actor was never called corny because he just leaned into who he was. Nick Cannon seemed like he was trying to prove something to everybody by being all these different things, and that's why I think he got hit with corny. Will Smith, however, confuses me to this day, because I don't know why people thought he was corny, because he didn't curse in some of his songs. Well, you know what? Take it back. When he tried to be edgy, he said damn a couple times on that Lost and Found album, which had Switch in it. He was being more sexual. But at the same time, though, the Miami songs, he was still sexual. He has some couple lines in those old albums when we're promoting the movies and whatnot. He was still kind of on the edge. But I think people leaned in too hard on what they wanted him to be. But his talent and his acting couldn't be overshadowed by anything else that happened in there, But I know Conan was, I think he was out one time. He was just trying to chill. And some girl was trying to get him to be silly. He's like, yo, I'm just trying to be myself right now. Let me just be real. Let me just be me. You know what I mean? Jaleel was never really called corny because he disappeared. That's true. I'll give you that. He did kind of just take his money and run away with it. He didn't really do much after the Family Matters thing dropped. The way to beat the corny allegations is to lean all the way into being corny. Just own it and bring your headshots to lunch like Michael B. Jordan. So I was going to say that. I was actually going to hit you with that. Because I feel like that's kind of where I feel like the high value man and the corny man kind of align and become one and the same. Because I feel like personally, I lean hard in the what could have been considered corny, like really hard into it, and it became a place of self-confidence. Like, I've had people who were clearly not where I'm at, and they go like, yeah, man, like, bro, like, I wish I could be like you. I feel like, you yourself, and people just seem to love you. And I'm like, man, I'm just being me, and that's all I'm going to be, because I spent too many years trying to not be that. I spent a lot of years trying really hard to not be who I was and not lean into it. Anytime I try to be, like, more like not happy, not, like, mean mug Chris, it didn't work for me. But as soon as I leaned in, like, yo, I'm just a happy person, that's who I am, like, the label gets pushed away. And I know for a fact, people think that, like, I only date white girls. People think, that I probably vote a certain way, and they don't know me. This is what it is. Like, and some of y'all make fun of me for that. But the thing is, that's because I've been honest with you all the way. Like, yeah, have the majority of what I've dated in the last few years been white? Absolutely. Does that make me corny? No. In fact, they were like, oh yeah, Michael B. Jordan, that corny guy who dates white girls. And I'm like, bro, is it corny that you date white girls? Because you look around, even the most thug dude, like thugged out dude, might have a white girl on his repertoire. He might even wife up a white girl because she treated him right. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be real with you, that's a life conundrum I've had. And I'll pose it to you guys. So let's say you got two girls. You got two girls. One girl that treats you right. She treats you great. She's amazing. She sucks your toes. She sucks your nipples. She sucks your suck. You know what I mean? And she also cooks, cleans, loves on you, lets you know how great you are, treats you like a king. An absolute king. Right? But then you got another girl. You got another girl. She don't do any half of that. She don't do even half of that stuff. But she's more accessible to the black community. The black community supports her more. The black community is like, yeah, you know what? I like her for you. I feel like she gonna make you look better in pictures. I feel like she gonna, push you a little bit more, but may not give you everything that you're looking for. Right? What do you do? What do you do? Do you pick the girl that the black community is like, yo, this is who you should be with because we want you with her, but your dating life is low-key trash, or your dating life is just not as good as it could be? It's crazy. Chris is never going to beat those Snow Bunny allegations. Sad day with black queens. My thing is, again, I've always said this. If I chose to be like, I'm only going to date white women, if I chose to say I'm only going to date black women, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's not, I'm going to go back. I don't think it's a bad comparison. They have to have the same stats. Nah, man. Because you give me a black woman that had the same stats as a white woman, I'm probably going to pick the black woman. Like, just again, there's got to be something that makes one of them better. If they have the same stats, then it's just easier to go with the black woman. Like, it just is. Like, she'll get your jokes more. Depending on how she grew up, you know what I mean? They have the same exact stats. Like, I make some corny, like, a lot of corny jokes around, like, Pokemon anime, something a lot of people just don't get, right? I will make those jokes. I make a lot of dad jokes. I like those jokes. They make me laugh. They make me happy, personally. But, like, I think that the comparison I just made, I didn't tell you what the race they were. I didn't say what the race was at all, either woman. My point is that at the end of the day, like, people are going to want who they want for you. You need to look at what you want for yourself and consider your future obligations and what could happen later. Just, like, the future could always freaking make things different. Like, one girl has the potential to make, I'm just making this up, like 200K, right? The other girl has potential to make maybe 75K at best, right? So y'all coming together, bringing y'all your combined income together. You look the other girl, the girl who like takes care of you and got all that money on deck, she's looking better. Or maybe the girl who got all the money on deck but don't treat you as well, your future is more outlined, is more secure. So therefore you're happier and you're sitting prettier. Like there's just certain things you got to consider in general. You know what I mean? Like it can't just be the course of the attributes that defines what you're looking for. Like they're never gonna have the same stats. They just won't. It's impossible. The dating white girls criticism is usually coming from a place of hurt and insecurity. I think honestly that a lot of it comes from one, black men who are trying to like show up for black women. So black men are like, yeah, even though they probably married and they're probably out the market. Like, yeah, I'm married, I got my wife, but I think you should only date black. Because you're not doing anything, bro. That's why you're saying that. I'm just saying. That's why you're saying that. You are 110% saying that because you are off the market. And now you can stand there and go, yeah, black love, baby. You know what I'm saying? Black love, black love. But if you were single, you'd be getting in bed with them Pringle girls. You would. You would. You can't name me a person that meets a pretty woman, that treats them well, that isn't like, I could be with that person. And the same thing can be said for black women. And again, I'm removing race from it. I'm not saying the white women want to treat you well. For record, I'm never ever saying that because I think there are some black women that I've met and was interested in, didn't want me, that I knew would have held me down. It would have treated me well, would have got all my nerdy jokes. I remember when I met this girl, I will not forget this girl. She had, first of all, I think dreads are sexy. She had dreads. She she was making anime jokes. I forget what they were even worth at this point, but she had seen Girl in God, and I was talking about that with her, and we were vibing over that whole move. And then I was just like, yeah, I feel like I want to take you on a date, but can you dance? And she's like, can I dance? And it's the playfulness of it, right? Like I'll say this. It's gonna sound weird, but bear with me. I don't do pause, so I don't need to for this situation. But I've always said that my perfect person for me, we have the same relationship my sister and I have, right? Obviously, minus it being gross. But my sister and I are loving towards each other and giving up to each other and supportive of each other. But also, we are constantly playful and like joking and teasing each other, and like it's different, man. Like my sister is my best friend, right? And I'll always stick behind that. And I want someone who can have that same, like they get the humor, it makes sense. Like they get it. Like, oh, okay, all right, I see. Okay, I see. Y'all is hilarious. You know what I mean? Like I want us, me and my partner, to be able to laugh together. You know what I mean? Like always, and joke around with each other, but also know that no matter what, we have each other's back. And that's what I want in a future partner. Someone that I have that exact thing with. Right? Which is what it is. But I've been saying that since I was like, when I was married, I was saying that. I've always said, like, I'm like, I feel like me and my ex-wife, bless her soul, she's not dead, but bless her soul, she didn't get that. Like, we weren't really playful with each other. Like I want her to, like, just to understand me, and she never would. And I feel like if I met a black woman that understood me and got me, and we had that same, like, sexual, like, connection, we had that same playful connection, and we had that same intellectual connection, it would not make a difference. And it still does not with a white woman. That's where I kind of land my hat. I'm like, none of this will ever make a difference to me because I don't care what y'all want me to think. I really don't. Like, I want to be happy. And that's all I care about. Am I happy with this person? If the answer is yes, get off my nuts. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm happy with them, they make me happy. It's my daily life. Like, if you got a problem with it, cool. It's your problem for like a few more minutes. It is my daily life. And I would like to have my daily life be intact. I like all women. Again, you want to hit me the snow bunny thing, go for it, bro. But I like any woman that treats me well, any woman that's funny, any woman that's sweet, any woman that's sexy. I'm into it. It's okay you like snow bunnies, it doesn't make you less black. I know that. I've never ever felt less black because I like white women. In fact, I felt more black. All right, I have a theory, and so bear with me here. There have been studies done and polls and whatnot where they say that the black man is the race highest, most likely, to date outside their race, right? And there's been questions like why is that? Like, why do black men want to date black women, white women, Asian women, Hispanic women? You know what I mean? Like, why do we want the smorgasbord? Why are we open to it more, right? I have facts, thank you very much, but they didn't make it to being on this platform status. But I think there's been, 3 girls since then that dated for like over a year or like a few months and never been in a video. The last girl I dated for almost 2 years. So, it's all you selling for the buttermilk, but you want a black woman but don't want to work to find it? No. Nope. I personally just want to find someone I connect with. I don't care what the race is. I'm not making race a factor in my search for a wife at all. If I meet you and you white, it's cool. I meet you and you're Hispanic, it's cool. Meet you and you're anything, it's cool. I don't care. I'm not ever settling. I'm not. If I meet someone and I feel the feels, I feel the feels. And that's it. I'm not going to be like, well, I like you, but you're not black, so I'm going to wait till I meet a black woman. Because you don't know what combination of compatibility you have with that black woman or that white woman or that Asian woman. So when I find a good thing, I want to latch on to it. So if I have a connection with them, I just do. And that's how I'm doing it, personally. So I was saying earlier, I have a theory about this whole thing, though. I do feel like, to some degree, that black men are open with dating and being with a smorgasbord of people, in part because they want us more, because we are the most desirable configuration. Like, black men are the most desirable configuration. Because we are. So therefore we get more thrown at us, I would say. I would say that the average white man doesn't get black women coming at them, right? Right? The average white man doesn't get a lot of Asian women coming at them. Same thing with Hispanic, right? There's a barrier to it. But black men get all of that. Black men get Asian women coming at them. Black men, like there's literally like women who only want to date black men. There is probably a lot of people who like want to date white men, but not as many as there are who want to date black men. It's just factually. Like, we get more coming at us. And then we, being what we are, which is, think about it, if we were in Africa, we'd have multiple wives, right? We would. We'd have multiple wives if we were still in Africa. So when we get the different people coming at us, we're not going to say no. We're not going to say no. No, I'm not, Kevin, bro. I'm not. Black men are the most desirable. I'm telling you right now, I know that's not true, because there are women that are legit saying, straight up saying, that they can't date a cis white male. Cis white male is the enemy right now. Like, everybody is leveling up against the cis white male. I'm telling you that. I know that. From being in the dating world, as long as I've been in the dating world, yeah, in general, yeah, but I'm talking about in dating. Yeah, you're right. In the regular world, heck yeah, you're right. You're right. I have my black allies, my white allies I work with, but you're right. In general, heck yeah, you are 100% right. Let's see. Well, black men are more fetishized, I think. White men are still concerned. Nope, that's not true. It doesn't make any sense. How are white men more desired? Sorry. Yeah, how are white men more desired when It doesn't make any. No, man. What? How are they more desired when the majority of black women? Keep this in mind. Basically, same studies. Majority of black women won't date outside their race. They are missing an entire racial quota. An entire racial quota. Like, majority, if not, I'm saying like a crazy number, I'm making it up, but like 95% of black women are not dating outside their race. They're not even interested. They don't find them attractive. Like, they get mad at us for finding white women attractive. They're missing the entire racial quota. White men aren't getting the majority of black women. They're not. They're not. And with the way our culture is pushing things nowadays, let's be real here too, black men are more desired by white women than ever. Like again, I'm telling you my experiences. I'm also telling you what things I've read about this conversation. That what you're saying right now is not true. I know so many people whose parents would just own them if they brought home a black. Right, but I know so many people who if you bring home a white boy, you bring home a white girl, you get disowned. You're in trouble. You get in trouble. The internet is not real. White men overall are more desired. Black women are just like black men. Everybody likes white men. I can't. That's not true. I'm sorry. I'm not talking about the internet. I'm talking about society. You heard me mention the internet? I'm talking about, like, I am watching this play out in real life plus the internet. What white man is more desirable? I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. You find me a black woman. You find me a black woman. Just find me a black woman. And you tell me that she'd rather have a white man over a black man. And I'm not talking about like a black man like in the hood and crap. I'm talking about a successful black man. I don't live in a bubble. I don't. I'm sorry, I don't. You forget that I went to conservative Christian school for 4 years, where I was literally the only liberal, if not literally, but one of very few liberals. For 4 years, I lived this. I'm telling you, it's not true. It's not. It's not. I'm sorry. I lived in a conservative bubble for 4 years. We call the Olivet bubble the Olivet bubble. I got out and I moved to the city. Chicago, if you don't know this, is a super diverse city. Extremely diverse city. One neighborhood is not like the other neighborhood. I do live in a more liberal neighborhood, for sure. For sure. All this cis white men are the enemy is liberals. I'm telling you that because, that's true. I give you that. I've heard that, right? The cis white man, is the enemy. I've heard that time over time. Because, and they'll say that in the presence of them. Even they'll say themselves. You know what I mean? Right. I'm not disagreeing with you about that at all. Yes. But I only said that one time. You're ignoring it. You're ignoring what I said about, explain to me then. Find me a black woman that rather be with a white male. Like, and en masse. And I know a couple of them, in fact. And that was one girl was like fine as F. I will not forget her. But you find me one that rather be with one over a black male. And I'm talking about, again, successful, well-to-do black male. You tell me she'd rather be with a white man. That's just not. That's not true. And I go out enough, get hit on enough by people of different races, and I can just tell you just from my experience. And again, maybe because Chicago's different. If you're missing the entire racial quota of who will date you, you're not the most desirable. You're more desirable if more people want you. I said every race but black women, if they're going to date outside of the race, they are going to date a white man. That's not true either. There's so many. I'm sorry, man. This is like not true. I know people don't even live in my state. Like an Asian and a black coupling is the other normal coupling. I know. But I think Asians rather you be honestly with their own kind, or with other Asians, and after that they don't care that much. I don't know, man. I don't know. We could this poll I'm talking about is not even taken in Chicago. I just do not believe whatsoever. I'm not making excuses. In fact, I'll do this. I have made excuses for dating white women in the past, i.e. one of the they don't live in my neighborhood. And that's me being lazy. That's not even me making an excuse for it. It's just factual. I don't want to drive to the south side. I don't want to go on all my dates of like 45 minutes away. I just don't. like there's a whole south side of Chicago I could go live in if I want to date black women exclusively. But I don't want to date with black women exclusively. I want to date what's convenient for me, and I also want to date who likes me. I don't really put race into the equation. That's not an excuse. That's not. It's not. Like, I'm making no excuse for dating white women. I am saying that, and my point being, is that black men are more desirable as a whole, and that has been put out there, not just in our media, but also in the actions of people. Like, it's what's happening. It's the current state. Like, white men are not the most desirable. I just don't believe that. I can't. Like, in fact, my boy Frank and I had this conversation before, because he's like, yeah, man, like, you come in the room, you kind of own more of the room by being black. Even if you're like one of the few blacks in the room, if you even are in an Indiana, let's just use Indiana, a conservative bubble, like where you might feel weird, if you are a cool black dude and they like you, you're in like anybody else, if not more. I'm just telling you. Yeah, it is. Dude, absolutely it is. Convenience is absolutely a good word to use in dating. Absolutely it is. What else are you looking for? You're looking for convenience? You want someone that's going to take care of you. Convenient. You want someone that's going to be nearby so you can see them regularly. Convenient. You know what I mean? I go for it. In NJJN, I don't think I'm settling because I will feel like I'm settling. I know what settling is. I've settled before in the past for someone that wasn't what I was looking for, that didn't give me the things I wanted, and wasn't able to support me the way I wanted to be supported. If race is what I'm settling for, I don't know what to tell you. But it's not settling. Settling is when you feel like you wish you had more and it's not there. Right? Right? I'm not settling. I'm not ever like, oh, I need this white woman. I want to be the right person. That's what I care about. That's what I care about more than anything else. I don't care if she's black, white, or otherwise. I don't need to make an excuse for it. I don't have a reason to cap for it. This is my platform. If I wanted to sit here and go like, well, I'd rather be with a black woman, I'll just do that. It doesn't make me more marketable to be with white women. You know what I mean? I have no reason to lie about this. Asian culture, Indian culture, and family and parental approval are extremely important culturally, and is less accepted in these cultures to date black men. I'm disagreeing with you. I think in these cultures, it's less, the ones you mentioned, Asia and Indian, for example, they want you with another Asian. They want you with another Indian person. They do. And I guess maybe because I know black men, a member of my podcast that prefers Indian women, and he dated a few of them, and one of them is one of my friends, and all they wanted was for her to date an Indian man. When she wasn't going to do that, they were pretty much cool with whoever she hung out with. There was not this struggle you're speaking of. And they want you with their own kind, the two you just named. White men are not the next power up. They're not. I don't know. And I know a number of Asian black couples too, and they didn't have these struggles. And I've asked this question before, so I guess I feel like maybe we live in different worlds. I don't know where you guys are from, fully, to be honest. But this is not what I've heard. I've heard they would rather them be with their own kind, and after that, it's kind of like, all right, like we'll figure it out. Like I know a white guy right now. This is actually real. He's a really good friend of mine actually, who's dating an Indian woman. She's a really good friend of mine as well, and they prefer if she is with an Indian man, and they were kind of being bogus to him. He was telling me this. Like they weren't treating him very well. They were not treating him very well because he wasn't Indian. But they had to get over it after they were together for 4 years. And now he wants to actually marry him. And they're like, yeah, we're going to kind of, tell everybody that you're her friend. But I like you. You seem stable. You have good money. How much money do you make? That was the question he was asked. Do you make good money? Are you able to help support my daughter? That's where they got to, right? Right? And I can see your point. I'm trying to see something here. I see your point. And they're like, oh, they have a stereotype in their head of what a black man does. But once they hear that a black man if a black man is doing well for himself, makes more money than probably both the parents, they'll qualm those considerations really quickly. Going out there. So, like, I'll say I can see where you're coming from, but the Asian culture cares more about money and stability than they do race. And this is me knowing a good number of people in this situation you're discussing. But you said that the reason why you don't date black women is because you're too lazy and find one, it sounds like selling. I said that a part of the reason I could say, if I was going to try to say I'm trying to make an excuse, is because I'm lazy and I don't want to really travel. But it's a reason. It's a reason. I don't say I don't date black women. I don't find as many black women because I don't want to go to the South Side. That's what I'm saying. I do not want to go to the South Side because I live over here and it's far away. And that's just what it is. And I'm not settling. I'm not be like, oh man, I can find a perfect girl for me if I just went all the way over there. In my mind, this is what I really believe. I can find a perfectly good, great woman who fits everything I'm looking for where I live. Some of them could be black because there's more people moving over here every day. But if I wanted to target black women, is what I'm trying to say to you, if I wanted to target black women, I would just go hunt only on the South Side. But I don't care about that. So therefore, I'm like, let me just hang out where I'm at. And if there are black women who live here. I've dated some of them. They just don't make it a girlfriend status. But I've dated a lot of white women who don't make it a girlfriend status. This is my point. I think you have a blind spot beyond just racism that black people face across the globe. There's also colorism that's extremely common in a lot of countries. Colorism, no, I don't have a blind spot about that. Colorism exists within our own culture. Colorism exists for us as black people. Like, I'm well aware of that. There is a bias. When you date a black man, your children will have darker skin, which can hinder them culturally. Where if you date a white man, no, bro, I'm sorry. I'm not disagreeing with you entirely about that statement. I think that mixed kids look different, and they don't always look like the race you want them to look, unless you're dating them Asian. I don't know, man. I think that is some old world thinking. And I'll say that because I actually I've done my research. Trust me, I've done my research. The girl to my virginity, she was black, by the way. Light-skinned black, but she's black. Her grandfather didn't like me because I was dark-skinned. Because his exact reasoning was what you just said. That if she had kids with me, the kids would have a harder time growing up. Right? So she wound up not dating me, obviously, but she wound up dating somebody else, marrying somebody else briefly, and had some kids. And those kids came out a mixture of colors. It didn't change anything. But I will say that I get the idea of it to some degree, but it depends on the culture. But in Indian and Asian cultures, they mostly want their own. And they're not looking at the thing of like, well, if you mix it with a black, because Indian people, keep this in mind, are darker, based on your statement, sir. Indian people are darker. If they were worried about colorism, then they would want you with the black man, wouldn't they? Wouldn't they? You know, is that what you're talking about? Like, wouldn't you think they want with a black man so the kids come out the same color? Throw it out there. Throw it up in the air and let you think about that for a second. They don't want the lighter Indian kids. Like, that makes no sense, bro. You tell me to do my research, I understand. I've done this research. You guys don't understand this. It's not the way you're looking at it. It doesn't make sense. Like, even with Asian genes are the more dominant genes. If you ever meet someone who's mixed with Asian and black, they almost always still look Asian. Almost always. Yes, I know that. Indians are color. What did I say wrong? I'm saying they're colorists. Yes, you're absolutely true. That's notoriously true. I'm not wrong, but we can have this talk all day. I'm telling you from what I know, people I've met, what they want is for them to be with their own kind. And once that's not happening, they're not like, well, you can go be the whites, but don't you dare bring home a blackie. You know? No, that's not what happens. I will say a brown. They still some brown people. They want to be brown. They don't want to be dark. I know what you're saying. Dude, you're talking about that as if tanning doesn't exist. Tanning exists. Tanning is a beauty standard. What are you talking about? Other cultures lighten their skin, but people tan themselves. I can go down. All right, black is not dominant, but Tiger Woods doesn't even look black. Tiger Woods looks Asian, my man. Oh my God. Tiger Woods looks like a black man with an Asian. Are you kidding me? Let's look at when he was his most popular state. You tell me black is dominant. When black versus Asian comes into play racially, like just facially, Asian takes over most of the time. I'm not saying 100% of the time, but you will never not know when someone is mixed with Asian. Like, that's just real, bro. Like, he might be dark Asian, but that man looks Asian. He looks more Asian now than he ever did with his balding head. I can't get this thing to zoom in right, but y'all see what I mean in a second. Like, I'm not even trying to be a jerk here, but this man looks Asian. I'm seeing more of an Asian man. Maybe I'm crazy. I see an Asian face with some black features. That is an Asian man's face. Come on, man. And look at any of the like the superstars right now that are mixed with Asian. Janine Aiko. Like Asians dominate when it comes to the gene pool. Just throwing it out there for you, bro. Like it's insane to say anything otherwise. It's insane to say anything otherwise. It's insane. I didn't say Asians don't prefer lighter skin. I didn't say about Asians, but I'm talking about Indian people. Black is down. I am very serious. Do you not see his face? Gee, I'm sorry. I don't know, man. I ain't in the weeds. He said, explain Tiger Woods. So I explained Tiger Woods. How are those the weeds, man? Get out of here. I just showed it to you in your face. Y'all still argue with me. Get out of here. All right, I'm going to look up Asian and black celebrities. I'm still seeing it. Did y'all know that Neo? Neo is one of them. My G, all three of these people look they look Asian with black features. Y'all don't see this? Am I crazy? I can't be crazy. You know how like sometimes when a black man dates how sometimes interracial kids come out and they look Hispanic? Because y'all attacking me, bro, and y'all wrong. Y'all freaking wrong. Yeah, okay, I'm talking about Chinese Asian, Japanese Asian. Yeah, I feel you. But guess what? Zach Morris, that's not even making a good point. That means that white is more dominant. Are you making the point now that Zach Morris and John Wick are both what? Are you now saying that both those people are more white dominant genes? Again, sometimes it does happen. It happens. Again, celebrities is a weird pull set. Sorry, wow. Celebrities is a weird thing to pull from because let's be honest here, they're not as many black celebrities. They're the same gene pools. Asian is more dominant. It is, but you're picking Asian from a certain subset. I'm talking about like Asian, like Filipinos basically look black and Asian mixed together. If they have kids together, it's just gonna be different, man. And then you can see it. You can see it with Keanu Reeves. Actually, if you look at his face more, you just focus on it because he presented as a white dude at first. When you met these people, they presented as white. Keep that in mind as well. Like Wentworth Miller, I'm saying more often than not, it will dominate. More often than not, it's just more dominant. More often than not 100%. There are some people who come out looking all kinds of weird. You know that. Like it's a dice game. Like honestly, when I'm dating girls, I'm not gonna lie to you, especially when I'm dating outside my race. I do look at their faces like, ooh, don't want my kid to have that face. Like, I remember I was worried. This is real. This is a real worry I had. I was worried at one point when I was married that my kids might have my ex-wife's nose because she had more of a hook nose. But then I was worried about my nose too. So I'm like, well, what kind of nose are they gonna have? They have like a long, flat nose? Oh, that was a real worry I had because my nose is like very flat. But that's me also being shallow. I know that. But my point being, at the end of the day, just being real here, is that whether you want to run with the colorisms chat or not, I'm just going to tell you that the black man is the most desired man on the planet. And even if they wind up marrying somebody different, that does not mean they're not desired as much. What do you mean it's not a good argument? It's a great argument. There are less of us, so therefore there's less to pick from. Therefore you wind up dating less of them. What are you talking about? You can't be like, well, you look at all the Asians, look who they married to. You know why you're saying that? Because you're looking at who they're married to based on the dating pool they had, which when you're a celebrity is lessened. So you're gonna wind up with someone who looks a certain way if you're not going certain pools. I want some candy now that y'all talking to me about this. If y'all know that, I went and like took over the candy shelves. I got all the candy I ever needed. After Valentine's Day, like I got like the cookies and cream Hershey's, which don't make fun of me for that. I know you're saying, but I also got the Reese's cups on deck. Her flavor. I'm waiting for the day that they get smart and they stop branding these things as special. They just put them on sale. I got the Hershey's Kisses on deck. I got Jolly Ranchers on deck. I can't be stopped. I can't be stopped. Bro, you want to know why? You know, I'm not talking about looking it up on dating apps. I know that. Because you have to think about the fact that still, to this day, the majority of our population is still white people. White people are the majority of our population. They will always, until we either mix up the races by integration, or somehow black people make more babies, at some point, just some point, the majority of the population is going to be swiped on the most. Oh, Web Server Blue. You come in late. We talked about that already. But I just think it was like Michael B. Jordan. Are you going to talk about on how Michael B. Jordan clapped back on this lady? They called him Corny back when he was in high school. Again, I mean, my thing is this. He had every right to do that. You good. I'll jump back in. He absolutely did that the way that you do it when you know you're on top of the world. He's been named the sexiest man. You know what I mean? He is a multimillionaire, right? He just started directing films now. He is on top of his game. He is feeling himself, right? And he's like, oh yeah, I remember you. He used to call me Corny. Oh yeah, I'm Corny. Mm-hmm. I didn't agree with that. I didn't agree with that. That's false. Cap. If it was me, you know what I would have done? I would have saw that girl. Michael B. Jordan, hey. Oh, hey, listen. Oh, I know you. Yeah, we went to high school together. Yeah, I remember you used to call me Corny. It was what? Yeah, that was a couple years ago, but, no. You used to call me Corny. Yeah. I fly away in a jetpack. Just because I got a jetpack. You can't afford that. You can't afford the fuel, baby. You can't afford the fuel. Then I doo-doo on her head and I keep going. Like a bird. They must have hurt him. Because I ain't lie to you, bro. I got hurt in high school. I know I did. I got hurt in high school for sure. Like, no doubt, no lie, no joke, not even a pretend. Bro, you ain't got one, though. You can't afford the fuel for my imaginary backpack. Come on, man. Yo, a lot of these dating apps cater to your preference. If you swipe right on a lot of black men, the app is going to show you more black men. Okay, I give you that. I've seen that a lot of singers, actors, like for example, Beyonce was bullied bad. So I'll say this. I'm hearing what you're saying on the dating app thing, right? But I'll raise this, and maybe I don't know. Always, I don't know how you living with your current situation with life. But I'll tell you this: I have never had an issue getting a date, and you know that already, right? At all. I'll swipe on the apps, and I get as many as I put out. And the girls that I target that I really want, I have almost always gotten a date with them. So to me, I just feel like maybe because I'm in Chicago, maybe because maybe you're right. Maybe I'm in a liberal bubble, but I have never experienced an issue whatsoever, not even a little bit. Like, I've never had an issue, and again, that could be because maybe in the wrong place. And I feel bad that you're living in a different world than me, because to me, being black is dope. But there's nothing wrong with it, and we're not a lesser. We are the successor. You know what I'm saying? This is called Will Smith, Corny, and look at him now. Yeah. Beyonce, I heard that too. But if you look at Beyonce when she was in high school, she was goofy looking. Like she was. Like she looks like I like Solange personally, but she looked like Solange, but worse. Like I think Solange is sexy, and she's my favorite. She's my favorite soul singer, actually. But when Solange was growing up, she looked funny. Same with Beyonce. She looked funny. I'm guessing she said she went to school with him. She said he was the corny guy back then or something, and he heard about it. Yeah, it was on a podcast. I heard this story. And to me, the whole thing is like, bro, let's not rewrite history. You said what you said. You felt how you felt. The fact is, he was considered corny by those standards, right? But high school is a weird place. In high school, she was goofy looking, bro. Go look it up. Look at when she was a little kid. She looked funny. Go do your research. And come on, 19 years old. 19, you're in college. Come on. But I'm saying, like, I experienced that because, what? I had a huge crush on this girl. Huge. And it's like the girl that, man, she was like, y'all acting like I like white girls. She was like straight from Africa black. Like, black is my cell phone black. Like, she was black. I had the biggest crush on this girl, and I was trying to hit on her every day to no avail. We graduate, and she reveals to me through another friend that she had a crush on me the entire time we were in high school. And I never knew that, and I wish I knew that. I told you this story before, because she was telling her friend, like, she wishes she could have had my nerdy babies. Bro, I'm so mad. I'm like, my entire high school life could have been changed if I knew that. You know? And then, like, I found out later than that. There's like this one girl that I thought was out of my league. This fine black girl named Brianna. I think just half black. I was into her too. And she told me she thought I was intimidating. Like after I was married. She was like, yeah, I always had a crush on you, but I thought you were intimidating.